Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to some Through the Ages New Story of Civilization, one of my favorite board games in real life, and a wonderful digital version as well. And today, for the 100th time, I'm trying the Epic Game Challenge. So, this game, by the way, it's Imagine Civilization board game, except this is not an official Civilization branded board game, but that's basically what it is. But there's not a map. Runs great on PC, runs great on console, on mobile. I know it sort of looks like butt over here. It'll make way more sense as we start playing. It's a really, really, really excellent game that I can't recommend enough. Now, this is a terrible start. Why are we starting in 4th position on this? I mean, we'll try and see what happens, but oof. So, we're playing a special challenge here, where all of my opponents start with 180 points. And 180 points is often like a game-winning score, for example. So they're starting with stupid amounts of points. It is a longer than normal game, though. There's extra cards. So if we can get our culture up and running aggressively early, we can win this. I have not pulled this off yet. I've done the ones leading up to it. So others where they start with a ton of points, but this is pretty crazy. So this is just a preliminary round where all we're doing is grabbing some cards off the top. I will attempt to start building the Colossus. Engineering Genius would sort of help with that, but I think what I'm going to do instead is we'll grab a stockpile and a rich land. Okay, so now the AIs are going to do their first real turn. I've got their speed set really high, so don't worry if you can't follow what they're doing. If you've never played this before, I'll still try to explain a fair bit about what we're doing along the way. Although my previous videos might be more sort of hardcore tutorials for this. All right, so this is our first real turn. Now, so we've got 4 civil actions and 2 military actions. That's what these red circles, or, well, they're really cubes in real life, so I'll probably call them cubes in the real life board game here. White cubes and red cubes for our various actions. We have resources. I have 2 food, 2 minerals, 1 science, and currently sitting on 0 culture and no production either. We've got a number of buildings over here. I have 2 people working in agriculture. So at the end of the turn, each person, which is the yellow, well, cube, the yellow cube, each one of them produces 1 blue cube. And for agriculture, each cube on this card is worth 1 food. Bronze, same sort of thing, but for minerals. Philosophy, this guy's producing 1 science per turn. And we have no one working in religion currently. No cubes on that, but if we did, they would produce culture and some happy faces. And then, yeah, we have the wonder over here. If we spend a total of 6 minerals, so 2 separate actions of 3 each, we get the Colossus, which gives us permanent military and some colonization stuff, which is lovely. We don't currently have a leader. I'm actually a big fan of Homer, because he gives you a happy face, and he can stick around permanently, which is a pretty high value thing. Alexander the Great's also pretty nice early on for some extra military, and you can trash him for an extra yellow token. An extra yellow token is incredibly potent. I think I'm going to go with Homer. Standard opener is usually to raise your population and to build 1 extra mine. Especially with rich land, we can do it slightly cheaper. This will give us 3 production for next turn, which is enough for philosophy, although we'll actually have 4. It's also enough to build the next level of our wonder here a couple of times in a row, which is kind of nice. I can take an urban growth and a rich land. These are always nice because they just let you get things a little cheaper. I could also just play stockpile, which comes out to about the same because 1 food and 1 production is sort of the same value as one of these. And at some point I have to play stockpile, and I may as well do it now. There you go. There's not going to be any corruption or anything like that. We'll be in a better state for next thing. If I'd done things a little bit differently, I suppose I could have built an extra mine, but I don't really want an extra mine. If we get 1 extra mineral, we could just finish this next turn. But if someone plays an event that could give us some extra production, that could be a thing. So we're going to end turn here. At the end of your turn, any unused military points lets you draw these military cards. Oh, maximum of 3. If you have more than 3 unused, you still only draw 3 cards. But military cards can be great things. Right, I guess no one's going to... Oh, no, they already had a card, but no one's playing an event. Blue is offering a pact with me, open borders. We just have 1 extra military action. If we attack each other, we would get +3 strength. I actually have an aggressive card in my hand. I'm going to accept, because we could consider attacking him. He'd be able to defend, but he'd have to spend all his cards. I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play immigration. The civilization with the most happy faces gain population. We actually might be able to pull that off with Homer, especially if we build some religious buildings. Perfect. So whenever you load an event, 1 of the events on the event deck gets played. So development of trade routes happens, gives everyone 1 science, 1 food, and 1 production. And it's perfect because 6 is exactly what I need to do the Colossus. Give me a lot of military strength. Which might make it really easy to do aggression next turn. I will raise my population again. Do I want to play Homer this turn? I mean, we're going to need the happy face at some point when we get to immigration, but we got to go through these 5 more cards first before things get reshuffled. I can't grab a Great Wall because for every wonder you have, it's 1 extra action to pick it up. It would have been nice. What did I do exactly? My first action was doing that. And what was my second action? Oh, it was raise my pop. If I don't raise my pop, if I just finish the Colossus and then pick up the Great Wall, I mean, it's got culture per turn, which I need to catch up with the ridiculous AI advantage, and it's got the happy face and gives me military. It will keep us pretty safe for a long time. Makes your infantry really good. We could just standardize on infantry as a defense, which is great. The other thing that would be nice is picking up drama so that we can develop more buildings that generate culture. But I think the Great Wall is going to work out really well for us, so I'm going to do that. I could spend a military pip here. Well, if I had mines left to build a warrior, but I'm not gonna. I mean, Homer would give me the extra production. That's okay. I'm not gonna because I want to keep an idle worker here anyway. Even if I could, I want an idle worker because there could be an event here that there's one that gives you a free warrior and one that gives you a free temple if you have an idle worker. So we're just gonna end. We'll get to draw 3 cards. Give us more options on the next turn. Okay. Picked up Monarchy. So no events played by yellow or by red. Oh. They might have a lot of defense cards or even aggression cards. Oh, blue played an event, triggering development of agriculture. Everyone gets 2 food, which I think will be good because I don't know if I could raise my pop otherwise. Oh no, I got 8, so I could have either way. I still have an idle pop. We could aggression. So here's the thing. Blue's a 2, I'm a 3. I'd count as a 5 if I was attacking him because of this. He's got 3 red pips. So he could discard up to 3 cards to boost his strength defensively, which means he can defend against me. I would force him to dump some cards, which would be nice, but I think the thing to do instead is I'll just load developed territory. Loading event does give you a culture based on the level of the events, level 1 event, so I'll get 1 culture, and then it'll trigger another one of these. I really don't need to get the discount on the population. I think what we'll do is we'll take the discounted, so it's going to save us 1 mineral, on the lab, because I don't have much minerals. This will give us extra science production. I think it's something I would have wanted anyway. Definitely raise the pop. I think we'll raise the pop another time just to get out of the corruption zone over here. Drama is still available. I still want Homer. Actually, what's quite interesting, if I do play Homer, I get an extra production, which means I can use it to get this warrior, to bring up to a 4. I still have 1 action left over to pick up drama. Irrigation would be nice. Engineering genius would also be nice. I could raise my pop again, but I don't need to. I think I have to pick up the drama because we really do have to try to get actual culture production super aggressively. I mean, it's always a good idea, but it's like extra important over here. Of course, I also needed the Great Wall. All right, so that tactic that someone had played before is now available for everyone. Just every 2 warriors you have, pair up into a sort of an army, so you get an extra +1 for each one of those, which would be perfect for us right now. Another event. Each civilization gains some minerals. Okay. Blue's just picked up the Knight technology, but isn't developing it. So again, we could aggro with the +2 from the open borders, but it's not going to be enough to really make a difference. Do I want to load up rats? So rats consumes all stored food. We'll have to remember that it's in there, but I think that might be okay for us. There we go. Free warrior if you got an idle worker, which we do. Excellent. So it's still possible that this is development of religion, which allows you to use an idle person to make a temple. So we probably want to end our turn with an idle person regardless of anything else. We do have a lot of production, including the +1 from Homer to build up military. So we get, we'd get 1 extra strength from the warrior. We'd get 1 extra strength from completing a second one of these tactics, which actually we haven't embraced yet. So at the very least, we're going to want to copy that. Do I want to use the last one? Because I also want to develop the Great Wall, as soon as possible. I also want to pick up the irrigation. I think that's too important. Normally, I don't prioritize the level 1 governments. But because this is a longer game, it's going to be more important maybe to get this as early as possible. So that's a lot of tech, though. I mean, that's the sort of tech we need. If I grab this next turn, I can spend all of my science to develop monarchy peacefully without a revolution, which is kind of nice. We could pick up urban growth here. Although, hold on, we're going to get some waste. If I do this, okay, there's going to be no waste. So we want to do that, because either way we're going to lose 2 production. So we may as well have it go over here. I was hoping to pick up urban growth, but I guess that's not going to be the case. If I do go up to 3 infantry, which I have, actually, oh, hang on. So I'm an idiot. I want to do this one instead of the other one. There we go. Then pick up this, then pick up this. And then pick up that. Okay. That works for me. And then we have the 7 military strength. Okay, much, 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 much better. And we have an idler in case it turns out that there's a free temple waiting. We might be able to just attack yellow. Remember, we have +2 against blue, so if he doesn't build up anything, he might be vulnerable. But if he does, yellow actually is a bit of a target here with a 4-point advantage. Blue didn't build himself up. I think we have to go for a plunder. So we have a +6 edge over blue, which we're going to do. And I think I'm going to take... How much more do I need for you? I need another 7. So as long as I took 1, we'd be okay. So if I took 2 and 1 food... If 1 food would give me enough to raise my pop again. Actually, this is perfect. Because I can raise the pop. I have no food stored for whenever rats comes up. Although we'll have 1 at the end of this. We are going to complete the Great Wall. So now I'm at strength 10. And I have the extra happy face. We do need an extra leader. Genghis would have been perfect. Hang on. If I just do this... Hold on. I need to do it differently. I need to replace you first. I could get the... Oh, right. I could get the action back, but I don't want to do this. I definitely want Homer to improve a wonder so that his happy face sticks around forever. And now I don't have enough to finish this. Okay. So, we are going to finish you. I think I'll just grab and hold on to Genghis because I have no more actions. Next turn, I'm going to want to replace you and then slide you underneath something. That's going to be okay. I didn't spend the food, but hopefully rats isn't about to come up. We still have the extra piece in case this is the free temple. I could build a warrior. It would be +2 because the Great Wall makes the warrior worth 2. I don't have an aggression card in my hand, though, so it's better, I think, to not use the military action to bring you up, because A, I don't think we need you, and B, if I don't use the military action, that means I'm going to draw 2 cards instead of only the 1. So that seems like the stronger play. So we'll end that. I think I'm going to drop Pestilence. Not interested in that. We may or may not, you know, offer someone to trade routes. We'll see. Draw 2 cards. No aggressions. That's too bad, because it would have been the perfect time to go and do some more aggression on someone. Sometimes you get lucky with that, sometimes you don't. Now, we don't want to overcommit to military. You need enough to not, you know, lose, and sometimes you get some freebie stuff. Oh, okay. That was the last AHA. And I think, for me, if I grab 2 food, I should be able to boost my population twice. There's a risk we might trigger rats and lose it all. But I'm going to do it. I might actually just not play an event. So I can just offer someone some trade routes. Yeah. Here, yellow. You, so I can, no. Went this way. So I can use minerals as food potentially sometimes. Especially with the rats coming up, that's going to be kind of handy if that's in the bank. You rejected my pact. Doesn't cost us anything, but it does enter political phase. Okay, so what I want to do is I do want to replace Homer with Genghis. We could, when you swap leaders, you can get your civil action back, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to have you improve the Great Wall. So it's got a permanent extra happy face underneath it, which is great. I want to do the Great Wall because later on there's an event that can happen called Ravages of Time that forces you to turn one of your wonders face down. It's just worth 2 culture for the rest of the game, and I'd rather turn Colossus face down and lose its benefits instead of the Great Wall. I think this is better, and this way I get to keep the happy face going. For all I know, actually, Homer might actually stay even on a flip down. You know what? I bet you he does. What's interesting, I still have the extra military point from him if I want to use it, but I don't think we can. I think what I'm going to do is develop monarchy peacefully. raise the pop twice so I don't have to fear rats. Culture and science. Actually, I think we are going to do that. Because that will bring me up to 6 total science next turn, so I could develop these 2 if I wanted, or maybe something else. I don't know. I have some extra military, including the freebie point. I have lots of dudes sitting around. Let's go ahead and build an extra warrior to use up that freebie. And the thing with Genghis here, he's really interesting because he allows me to treat my infantry as if they were cavalry for the purpose of completing tactics. So that means that next turn, when this becomes a shared tactic, I can switch to this and use this power, because these guys would count as cavalry for that. But the warriors would still count as infantry for the Great Wall, so our military situation is sorted. I can't hyper-focus on that, though, because I really need to get the culture up. I'm just going to drop the trade route agreements, because people might not agree to that, and I feel pretty safe about running a lot of these events right now. Raiders, 2 weakest, lose some stuff. I'm not one of the 2 weakest. In fact, I'm one of the strongest. So yeah, my culture per turn is not 1. It's effectively 3 or 4 right now because I get +3 from Genghis. The problem is my opponents, who started with a freaking 180 points in this scenario, red is still making more per turn. Okay, any territory, colony that gives yellow pips is a super high priority for me all the time. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to bid 3. Which is more than I need to bid currently, but it sort of forces the hands in a couple of different ways. We're going to have to rebuild our military if we do this, but I'm going to bid 7. Okay. Hopefully, I didn't overbid. I didn't put any colonies in here, so I'm not really competing for them. But yeah, getting the extra yellow cube is huge. Now, there's a bit of a risk. I'm now at the bottom of the pile, so if I run an event and it punishes the bottom or the bottom 2, I will be kind of screwed. Now, neither immigration nor rats is a problem for me. So I'm going to do that. I will load... I'm planning on getting stronger again, so I'm going to prep a Crusades. Might be a little crazy. Immigration, I don't have that most happy faces, but at least it doesn't hurt me. So that's, you know, at least something. I have to make sure to rebuild my military. So this activates my current tactic, but I can also go and switch to this one. So I'm in at 11, which I will go with for now. That's going to be good. Used up all my red pips, but I'm fine with that. Iron is available. Swordman is available. Okay, there's a lot of things we kind of need here. Here's the thing. I can switch to this. I can grab and develop Swordman, and then build my dudes as Swordman instead for even more military. But here's the thing. Either way, I was ahead, right? It's not like I have an aggression card in my hand. I'm not going to get any more red cubes. Maybe, let me save my science. I might still pick up the Swordman card, but it might be worth developing some drama first. Oh, I don't have any dudes. If I don't have any dudes, well, there's these, but I have to build the military. No matter what, the dudes have to go into military. So maybe I may as well make them swordmen. Or, instead of developing swordmen, I can develop iron or irrigation. I mean, I don't have any food generation right now. Although rats is still in the deck, right? No point in developing this until we get the rats. But the iron might make sense, because I can develop you. Right, I still need 2 of you. Done. And then I don't have enough for an upgrade. Well, then, I guess, since nothing else benefits us right now, I guess we do go to Swordmen. We don't need them right now, but then we have them. They're ready to go. Maybe another colony comes up. We're happy for the extra point. That's going to be all right. We will grab the iron. We will grab the rich land so we can do cheaper upgrades later on. I will just go ahead and cultural heritage now, so that we're in a better position for next turn. We are going to get the +3 culture because we're at the top with Genghis. Okay, it took us a few tries to get there, but we got there. If I build one more unit, this actually would give some more strength than the current tactic. There's the rats, so we only lose 1. Some other people lose more. So no one can grow this turn, although no one could really grow anyway. Cultural influence, gain culture equal to the amount we produce, which is not helping me. Meanwhile, helping people who are already crazy sick in the lead, because this doesn't actually count as real culture production. I'm sort of producing 4 per turn, but I'm also sort of producing 1. All right, we're still at the top here. I'm not worried about any events. Strongest civilization steals yellows. We really are hoping to stay strongest, so we'll go and develop this. Good harvest, get some food, which actually everyone's going to appreciate after the rats. It would have been funny if it had gone the other way around. We don't actually have enough to grow our pop right now, though. Yellow cards you can't use on the turn of, which is too bad, because otherwise, like... Well, I guess this is after you increase your pop. We might still grab you. There's warfare, which could be handy. Theology, there's still... We need to get our drama. But we do also need our base economy going. I'm thinking what I actually do is I irrigation here. Upgrade a couple of farms so we can raise our pop, which we need for our military and different things as well. Still have enough science to develop drama, not actually be able to do anything with it. I think it's probably worth doing that. And not grab another science card because it would be a little expensive right now. I think I'll just pick up a frugality because it'll save us some food next turn. Actually, I'll be able to raise my population twice next turn. Oh yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now, yellow here with Barbarossa, he's going to level up his military super fast. Actually, it's kind of annoying because we have 3 military leaders because she's kind of that. Yellow has the most culture and is one of the 2 weakest. Take that. I mean, barbarians would never hurt me because I'm never going to have the most culture at this point of the game. Oh, wow. Great timing. I just played this. It just reshuffled, basically. And it is really lucky that we are the strongest, because it could have very, very easily not been. Getting an extra yellow cube is insanely good. Insanely good. New age, everyone loses 2 yellow cubes. See why it's important to get extras. And blue loses Aristotle and frugality because they're too old. And blue tries to attack yellow, but yellow defends. But it burns a lot of his defensive cards. I don't remember if we have an aggression card, but if we do, attacking yellow is very viable right now. We do not have an aggression card. What we'll do is we'll just play Vast Territory, because we really aren't faring any kind of events. It is a territory. I'm going to go and put in... I'll put 3. Because 3 is very easily to get to. So... we are going to get a permanent 2 military and draw some extra cards as well. This way, like by bidding 3 instead of 2, just because you always have to pass whoever was there before, so it stops someone from just bidding 3. Because 4 for us would have been a little more awkward. Okay, now we're in a regular turn. I do want to raise my pop with frugality, which means I can raise it again. I think that's probably an okay idea. We have to build 1 more military unit again to get our combo going and make sure that we're in first place, to get this, and to, you know, for some safety. But that's all fairly efficient. We did load... We've got an event here. Only 1. Cartography is interesting because it does give you extra sort of colonization power. But it ain't culture. Not that I can do anything with this. We really need to get this. I guess we'll be able to develop iron next turn. I think I'm going to grab a breakthrough so that after we develop iron, we'll get some of the science back, which is going to be good because we don't have any science tech yet. Don't really care for printing press. Masonry could give us some nice discounts going forward. It's fairly easy to develop. But I'm just wondering about taking another frugality, since it's effectively just a free bonus for us. These would all be good, but we can't use them right away anyway. So when in doubt, grab a yellow card. Oh! I will play this, because all of our cards count as cavalry. They also count as infantry for the Great Wall. It's pretty good. Missed that. Thank you, game. I'm going to drop the trade route agreement and this tactic. Now, Barbarossa can grow his military very quickly. I was hoping for an aggression because it would have been a good time. There's a good chance he can build up. He's either going to build up this turn, and even if he doesn't, if I declare war, he's got a whole turn to respond. There's a good chance he could surpass us, so I'm not sure a war declaration is the path to success here. We'll have to kind of evaluate how we might do our turn. If we could build up our military more than we've got, we could consider it. Otherwise, I think we probably just end up playing refugees, and I think that's the thing. So, it does benefit the strongest. Yeah, we'll just do this. Plus, we're not afraid of an event right now. Get 2 culture and playing that. Oh, each civilization loses a pop. It's not bad, because only an idle worker for us. Blue is in the worst situation because he actually has to blow up a building. So, it was alright-ish, I guess. There's navigation, which is strictly better than cartography. We don't have the money for it, but we might want to grab it. We also might want to consider grabbing a tier 2 government. Okay, I know for sure we want to develop iron, and we need to go and do an upgrade right away. So now the yellow pips on here generate blue cubes on here, which are worth 2 instead of 1, which means we get more production, but it's also easier not to worry about corruption. So I could grab something from here, because it costs 2 and I have 2, or I could raise my pop again and grab one of the yellow cards. I think I'm going to grab navigation. Alternatively, oh no, I can't. I was going to say, oh, I could have developed coal this turn. But no, the only reason I had 2 left over is because of breakthrough. I could pick up coal and just go directly to coal next turn. Maybe that's better. Just skip iron completely. We'll grab an efficient upgrade, because it'll make it cheaper to do it. I could grab cartography. I think all I'm going to do is just grab a second breakthrough or raise the pop. I don't want to spend the resources. It'd be nice to start getting some culture, but I think we need to make sure that the coal upgrade path is ready. I'll just grab another breakthrough. We don't need 2 wars over territory. Well, you know what? I'm just going to drop this tactic, because we're not going to use that at all. So yeah, we have enough science next turn to go coal. Crusades, I'm the strongest. Thank you for culture. So what are we looking at? 36. 4 per turn, but you can see, like, we need to be making way more per turn than everyone else is. Maybe I should... probably spending too much effort on that. This is some culture, which is nice. Now, hurting our military is not great. This will bring us down to a 10. See, we can get a preview. Doing this drops us from a 17 to a 10. I could bid just to try to get red to put in more, but actually, I really don't want to win this one. I'm just hoping yellow bids. Getting it for 1 really sucks. But we really couldn't afford to sink our military, because it's worth, like, that's the bulk of our culture. And it lets us play cards without fear. Ooh, yellow has discontent workers and is going to get punished. Oh, Freddy's gone. He's got Napoleon, who's very strong, but that is interesting. War over territory lets us steal yellow pips. I think we war over territory blue. This is the cards that he's got in his hand. No new military tech there. He will have enough science to maybe, you know, develop cannons or something, but I'm not sure how much that helps. He doesn't have much minerals sitting around. Yeah, I think we can war blue with impunity. I think we still want to go and develop. I use breakthrough 1. It doesn't give us as much, but it could age off, which would be poor. I think if we are doing war-y stuff, we do want to make sure... I know this is not upgrading our stuff, but this gives us... finishes a whole... other, or it doesn't actually finish a whole other tactic. But hopefully it gives us enough that we get to steal some extra pips. I think it's worthwhile, and then we can also throw some more things into colonization. And this is not helping our culture return, and it didn't develop this. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Could be. We're only having 4 science next turn. I think I'll grab that. I would have liked to have the navigation here, but our science rate is just kind of poop. So we'll set up for this. We'll end turn. I'm going to drop this, you know, scientific cooperation and the cannons. You know, cannons do work pretty well with the Great Wall, but... score science, which I don't have very much of. Yeah, I don't have the science. I don't have the culture per turn, which is what I keep saying that we need to prioritize. Blue is being plundered here, so he's going to be... Well, I guess he defended, I think. Let's say he's going to be in an even worse job to defend against us. So, how much can he build up his military? He's going to do any? 12, so we're still going to beat him by over 10. So yeah, we're going to steal 1 for winning the war, and then 1 for each 5 points. So it actually was really good that I invested, because getting an extra yellow cube is actually a big deal. Do we just want to repeat the war? I mean, he did strengthen himself up. Oh, he's got massive unhappiness because he lost the pips, so he won't be able to raise his population, which means he won't be able to do that. He could upgrade there, but he might still be kind of stuck and screwed. He's got no military in his hand. We could also just infiltrate, discard something, and yeah, no, there's no culture to be gained there. Screw it, we're gonna war over territory again. I'm not gonna do Napoleon because he's gonna be stronger, so we'll just focus there. If this was a human player, I'd feel bad about picking on them, but screw that. So we can revolutionary idea, make sure we've got the extra science. Strategy is an amazing card. Normally that would be exactly what we're doing, but no, what we're going to do here is we're going to do the opera. And never mind, we don't actually have the resources for it, because it's not an upgrade. Let me come back here a second. We can upgrade you so we can dramatically increase our mineral production. That is going to be important. I should probably still grab opera. And strategy. I mean, I'm not worried about developing iron. Yeah, I mean, I'll have excess science and a breakthrough. I'm going to grab this. We're not developing it this turn, but that's going to be okay. With Mun minerals, I can't do anything on the military side. I think that is it for the turn. I expect we'll only grab 2 cubes here. We might only have 1. Ooh, inhabited territory. Oh yeah, people are bidding because it's got 2 yellow cubes on it. So I could... You know what? We're going to do this and force them to pay more. If we get it for 7, that means we probably won't win this war. Hopefully we won't lose it. But mostly I'm expecting to get outbid. And I did, and I'm fine with that. I would rather get outbid than, in this situation, win it on the 7, because there's a risk it actually might backfire on me. Although I guess I'd still come out ahead. But the real ahead here, I think, is forcing these guys to spend, like, everything. But getting 2 yellow cubes and having one of them turn into an active population is nice. Hey, vast territory. This one's worth 3. So, yes. And then this becomes tough. Because this would drop me down to a 10, which means I'd be in a losing situation with the war. I'd be losing a yellow cube to him. More if he builds up his military more. Again, I'd like to push them up, but at least there's some back and forth there. Ah, that does kind of stink. But I think it's the situation where we had to be. Blue's going to trigger an event. Oh my god. Again, the same situation. I'd be dropping myself down to 10. Blue could build up his military and win, but... no, I will bid this. If he builds up his military and wins, I still come out slightly ahead. And this, if it just forces him to bid more to pass me, or red, there you go. I'm just going to pass now. God, 3 of those in a row on a turn when I had a war going on. That's actually really rough. Red got 2 of them, so red's going to be in a great position. We're going to still 2 pips from blue. Leader, Unfinished Wonder. No one's really got anything. Maybe what we'll do is we'll Cold War here. We know Refugees is next, and that's based on Happy Faces, right? No. The Strongest, which is going to be us. So yeah, we'll Cold War, do this. Hey, look at this. The Strongest gets 3 and a population. Woohoo! So, it is actually nice that we saved the military strength. I forgot that was in there. Okay. We need to get the opera starting to happen. I still can't afford it. Well, since we're going to have, like, enough next time anyway, let me do this. We still have enough science for the opera, so we might actually develop it this turn. We should plan on picking up the scientific method. If I go and upgrade you... Ooh, I'm going to be 1 short next turn. I really need to get the opera happening, so I can't do that. May as well pick up another breakthrough. I should probably pick up cavalry so that I have the ability to have some Knigets. I could raise... Well, I guess I should. I think, though, we know... No, it's Cold War. We actually don't know what the situation with colonies are. I could go and build a swordman and still have enough to build an opera next turn. So I will do that. So we might get another war card. We got the aggression anyway. It's not as good as the others, but we'll throw in... Oh, that's 7. I still can't compete with that. I'd have to throw in more. No, I'll pass. This one's not as much of a big deal. Especially since we're so far from my turn. If this was on blue's turn, I would totally do it. Can't believe Napoleon's still sitting at 1 military. It's crazy. Cold War, 2 strongest gain some science. Blue's one of the 2 strongest, despite the picking. Or maybe because. Yeah, we're so late in the game. My culture production is not where it should be. You're making 9 per turn. You're doing aggression moves. Eiffel Tower would be wonderful. So this is still not helpful, because it would preview over here if we could do anything. So that's no good. So yeah, we'll prep another thing. Politics of strength is really benefits the strongest, which makes sense. So we'll do this. Civil unrest. No one has anything discontent, but at least I got some things. We want the Eiffel Tower. We're going to opera this turn, though. Oh, and then I'm out of civil actions. Oh, for crying out loud. I mean, here's the thing. The Eiffel Tower is basically opera. It's a little better, and it doesn't need a population. It just does it all the time. But it is going to eat 13 total production instead of like 16 total production. Well, or 8. So it's much more expensive. It's nice that it saves you a dude, but I think what we do is we actually do this. Get that going. We can still plan this. That's fine. Hold on. Can we do architecture first? Yeah, okay. Develop this. Then I can architecture, which makes it cheaper. It also lets the wonders be more turn efficient, but now it costs 6. We could get selective breeding. We could get riflemen. We could get Republic for more actions. I think we rich land. It'll help upgrade there. I can get a warrior, and I think... No, I don't want to, because I probably need to go into the opera rather than this. Ooh, hold on. I was going to say, I think this is an upgrade for us. 33? Oh, it's still 33. Oh, this one here, 35. Yeah. Because we have 2 of these armies currently running. Okay. Hopefully, come on, give me a war card. War over technology. That might be good. Yellow has tons of science in the bank. It's actually great. Promise military production. I generate extra culture, and red's got more strength. It ends if I attack him, which is totally fine. Blue and green can't attack anyone. I produce extra, he produces less. I'll say yes, because I'm planning on attacking yellow anyway, even though he did pump up his strength a fair bit. Instead of warring, we could just spy. So, spy, we would just steal 5 tech, period. With the war, we steal equal to the difference. Which should be more, depending on what he builds up. We'll give it a try. Which means I really should probably get this as high as I can. Alright, none of that. So nothing here happens, but that's maybe okay. I could develop some tech. I'll put scientific method down, because we're going to want that. You can, what can you do with this? Oh, you can build a new one. Which, no. Save it for an upgrade. We'll grab patriotism, so we can rebuild a little bit after that. And then we're going to grab Bach. We're going to have to replace our leader soon anyway. He makes our theaters generate extra stuff, which is great. I'm going to keep Genghis for one more turn because it's really helping us with our military strength, and we are getting the +3 from that. But we have to plan to make the transition over to Bach. I don't think this would be better right now. No, actually, hold on. 47. And it's going to be... Well, we need to get our cavalrymen going, because when we replace Genghis, our tactic isn't going to work, but we could always just swap to a pure infantry one for a bit. We still have the Great Wall, which is going to be helpful. Yellow's going to play an event. That's a bold move. I'm honestly kind of okay with... This will bring me down to what? 30. I mean, it'd still be beating Yellow. Okay, we'll bid it. For the 11 culture, sure. I mean, he might power up like crazy. No, okay, we're still going to get... So that's 13 science we're going to steal from him. If he's got it. Okay, failed raid versus blue. My timer at? I should probably put a cut in here. We're, yeah, about halfway. Yeah, this seems like a good time to do it. So, the war is going to end. If he still has 13 science, we're going to steal 13 from him. Oh yeah, we can also steal some of his buildings, which... Cartography, Code of Laws. We have architecture. So we don't want to steal masonry. Although I think it would count as a technology for some of the endgame stuff. But yeah, we'll grab those two, and then 3 science, which is actually enough to develop cavalry. The age is about to end. So we're not going to... Genghis isn't going to be in play by the next turn regardless. I should probably still aggression spy and take some more tech. Excellent. Okay. So, we're currently at 31. We have to assume we're going to be doing a swap here. It's only worth 1 extra culture. Maybe we don't swap now. I mean, it costs less to develop, but we're not doing that. We are developing cavalry. And we're going to have 1... is patriotism going to give me enough? Yes, good. 2 cavalry. We need that because these guys are going to stop counting as cavalry. But for right now, they do. We still have the strength. If I were to swap now, strength would be exactly the same as before. But again, we'd be losing out on 2 culture because we're effectively making 8 this turn. Yeah. Sets us up for next one. Wait, we can? Is it this one? It's probably this one, actually. Yeah. Done. Although I may wanted to just draw 2 cards, actually, because 37 to 39, does it really make much of a difference? It is a little easier to send a colonization party because we only need 3 units instead of 4. Also lets us offload a little bit more of our infantry. There we go. We've lost Genghis anyway. Discarded iron, which is fine. Red tried to aggress blue. Blue defended. Oh, I was going to put a cut. Yeah, let's do that. H3 is going to take a little bit. We're going to have to figure out some stuff. So we're going to put a cut in here, folks. Thank you very much for watching this episode. And we'll continue next time where... And let's be honest, we're not going to beat these guys. We're not making enough culture to turn. But we'll try. We'll see what happens. Thanks, and see you then. Bye-bye.